That was the sound heard across London today. The Royal Air Force's Red Arrows flew in formation over the city to mark the 75th anniversary of VE Day. On May 8, 1945, Allied forces accepted Nazi Germany's surrender, bringing an end to the Second World War in Europe. Similar flypasts took place across Britain to honor veterans. This anniversary would have been commemorated with a huge celebration, but in the middle of a pandemic, that isn't possible. Millions of people around the world, including Second World War veterans, are isolating at home. But as Eric Sorensen explains, they came up with new ways to mark the historic day.
From nations that were brutally attacked, to those that were occupied, to the country that carries the burden for starting it all, the ceremonies to mark Victory in Europe Day were as different and somber as any in recent memory. Europeans not only stood silently, they stood alone. Victory in Europe led to an era of cooperation and trust for many adversaries, and yet the togetherness that usually marks this day was missing. In Ottawa, too, the War Memorial was a stark backdrop for today's remembrance.
In this month of May 2020, let us celebrate freedom and remain strong in the face of adversity.
Many of the happy thousands who come to welcome peace.
The celebrations we'd come to take for granted, from the first jubilant events when the Second World War ended to the annual Comrades in Arms, shoulder to shoulder, just weren't possible this year.
They died so we could live as free people in a world of free nations. They risked all so our families and neighborhoods could be safe.
They thought I would make a good soldier.
Norm Kirby was just 17 when he became a good soldier. He was to attend the ceremonies in Europe this year, his image on the poster commemorating the event. Still, he spoke recently about the importance of the war he fought and survived in Holland.
And we had quite a battle there, and we lost a few guys.
It was a war so devastating and long-lasting that even in today's challenging time, it's hard to imagine what they went through.
To walk beside a guy knowing damn well that if he stepped on the mine, he would tell you, he'd push you out of the way, and he'd let the mine blow him up.
More than 1 million Canadians and Newfoundlanders served in the war. More than 45,000 were killed.
They fought and they died to defend the values that we hold dear: freedom, peace, and equality. And we are forever grateful.
Like many Canadians who liberated Europe, Norm Kirby would never forget the children whose future was changed on this day 75 years ago.
It was worth it to see all of this. So don't ever think that it's a waste of time. It wasn't.
Eric Sorensen, Global News.
And that is Global National for this Friday. I'm Robin Gill. We leave you tonight with 5 notes that carry infinite meaning. Horn players came together while staying apart for the last post. It is played to honor the lost, the fallen, and the dead. Thank you for watching. Good night.